shall repent. Okay, now Mozgus is the reason why I don't go to church anymore, because fucking guys like him are the scariest pieces of shit. Fucking, like, get me in the eclipse, like, right? Just get me in there like that. Let me hang out with the demons for an hour in there and all that. It's like, you know, I'll be happy there. But no, this motherfucker like that is like, with his screw, it's like, yo, can we even tell the difference anymore between who's good and who's evil in this world? It's like, you're asking yourselves here, it's like, is that guy an apostle? Like, you know, is that guy, like, you know, demon? No, that's that, like, right, what you're seeing right now, right here and all that, what you witnessed and that's human. And also, yes, he did kind of kill someone with a Bible, which is pretty hardcore shit when you think about it. It's like, you know, that book that spreads the love apparently fucking murdered a man right now. So it's been 2 years since Guts has did it, like the old man Godo and like Rika, and finally returning back to that place because he got a message from that creepy little fetus baby from there, and it was saying like, you know, there's gonna be some danger, there's gonna be some burning, like, and he's seeing like pictures of like Casca being burned on the stake, all this like really creepy crazy shit, and it's like, I need to go and fucking do this. I need to go sort this stuff out, you know. I need to go see, you know, like Casca needs to go say, goes back and goes see her, goes see Rika, who's now pretty much the head guy of the entire like old blacksmith, since Godo was really like ill and he's just like old age now. It's just like he can barely do anything, and finding out that Casca literally went off on her own when she was there with Erica. Erica like took her like her eyes off for a second of her and she's disappeared, and it's like, oh my god, I need to go and search her. And it's like, with the little answer that he's gotten from this whole thing saying about this holy crusade that's going on, it's like, I have to head to this tower conviction. However, though, making sure that he stays the night there. This is what I love a lot about Berserk, and it's definitely a bit with like Guts' like character in general, and just the fact that like how much insane and like how crazy he is going over time, just like throughout this entire thing, and realizing how selfish he is. And it's just like, you left them, you left Rika, you left Casca just so you can please yourself on that journey. So you saw Casca and you was afraid. You didn't want to deal with that, and you just found the excuse and the thing that you've always turned to, always in your time of need, and that's war, battle, destruction, death. You turn around to all that stuff and then just look at it right there. And it's just like, you know, you come back and it's like, not everything's going to stay the same for you, Guts. And we're not just like, nothing's just going to wait all in time for you. And it was just like that when Guts was just sitting on his own, just like with his arm missing, and he's just sitting down and he's thinking of like everything that happened to him and all that, like all just the crazy shit that's just gone throughout like all the time, like, you know, everyone died during the eclipse, like having stuff like for that. I'm glad at least, since obviously, you know, that the demon that was supposed to be in volume 14 kind of like after the whole eclipse was supposed to be in, they kind of changed that scene. You saw Guts obviously fighting a different apostle using the dragon. Like, that was like the tiniest scene that you got to see it for, and it was really badass as fuck that Godo one last time, he's like, this is my last thing and all that, is that I'm going to use this fucking like smith one last time, and I'm going to reforce the Dragon Slayer as it's like all busted up, all messed up. I'm going to do this as like, for like at least one last promise to him like that. I'm going to do this and fix it, fuck it up. And yeah, especially when Guts was just going on the floor, just grab like that, he's just grabbing his fucking like head like that, just putting it, and seeing that fucking, that demon, that berserk dog right there. I'm sure a lot of people go, oh, that fucking thing like that, losing their mind. And I will say that the journey, like with Guts kind of realizing everything and all that, it like with the 2 years, it kind of feels a little bit different. I think it doesn't get that much of an impact. I know this is something that the anime kind of like, you know, they have to do due to time constraints, but like it's the fact that, you know, he had the journey of like the lost children in the manga and the rest of the Black Swordsman stuff, that you kind of don't get this really long impact of like how long Guts has just been on this road of just non-stop demon hunting and killing, and just trying to forget about his past in his way by using the excuse of like taking out his rage, his sorrow out on these enemies. And it's just like he's using the excuse of that, and, you know, his overall goal of trying to kill Griffiths, just so that he doesn't have to look back and think about, you know, look what he's got left. And I really did respect Rika, like, for everything he's done. Even though he's like, you know, he was the guy that kind of got out there alive, and you wish that someone else kind of made it out of there with him. But it's like, you know, I really like the fact that he built the graves to everyone like that. That to me is like, that's so respectful. And it's like, he built all those swords for him. And it's like, yeah, we haven't got the bodies anymore and all that, but I'm building this memento right here, so everyone, like, you know, the Band of the Hawk and all that can lay here to rest, and it's like they did their service, and I had a lot of respect when that scene happened. And then the other, like, part of the episode where we got to see, like, what exactly happened to Farness and all those crew, and they're actually, since they failed the whole Black Swordsman trying to capture him, they ended up having to escort Mozgus, one of the high, like, priests, and, well, this motherfucker, when you see him come out, as there's a bunch of rebels coming out, because this fucker likes to hang, burn, call people out on witchcraft. This guy is fucking insane, and he's like, oh, I'm doing all this for God. And this is like how insane, especially you go read like especially with like a big part of history that I followed a lot when I was in school, was especially the stuff that was like in medieval times, and just like how much of religion is a weapon, like it can be used, and how like a lot of priests and all that were very corrupt and used their own shit. I mean, prime example, even if you don't study that stuff, I guess a lot of people can already see that in like the latest season of Game of Thrones. It's like, you know, like at the end of the day, like all you think about it, religion is a very powerful thing, and just seeing that this guy, who as well got his executioner crew out there, and him as well, like just like the cruelty of like some of the stuff. Obviously they had to censor some of that stuff, which is probably going to be in the Blu-ray. Like my biggest issue, like, you know, a lot of people saying, oh yeah, it's CGI, you know, like it's like, yeah, like I get like the two like issues I had was also, yeah, the quality of some parts, which I'll say the worst part of this episode, what looked, is especially when the little girl was crying, like in like what that Rickard was looking after, and just like even they couldn't really animate like her crying. It was just a face. You could clearly see it was like a fucking like, PNG just moving back and forth like that. It was like 2-3 frames just of that, and it looked terrible. It looked fucking horrible, and it wasn't even the CGI that was the problem. It was that scene. I was just like, because we was on that scene for a while, it just looked wrong at that, and it's like, you know, they didn't get some of the paint, but like I really kind of wish they got the Mozgus part right in like more like detail than what it is in the manga, where he's just like, you shall repent, like that. Just I love that panel too much, so that's just me being a little bit of a salty fucker on that. But right at the end of the episode, you saw that Casca's right in that fucking line, and that girl is there, the only hope that are like protecting her from all the baddies out there and this crazy guy. So it's like, yeah, watch out for Mozgus. And it's just like, I feel like this is a perfect part of the series where it's just like, who are even the monsters anymore? Is it actually even the demons and apostles, or is it even the humans? And I think that's a big part of this story. I am looking forward to it. Like I said, I do have them huge issues with a lot of the points, like, you know, especially how like some of it was looking in this episode. Like honestly, it was that bit with the little girl, that looked fucking terrible. Like that was just like 2-3 frames. I know, like, and I know like they've been talking about, like, you know, in the interviews and saying, oh, they wanted to try a new style, but yeah, you're trying a new style, but you're trying, like, you're not even covering up, like, you're not even focusing on both parts, and it's like CGI is not that hard compared to like normal, like, you know, animation, and it's like I don't know, it's just like it's such a low budgeted like show and all that, and it's like I'm happy that I'm just getting anything at this point with the Berserk, but I really do hope when the Blu-rays come out over here, and it's like, you know, that the like actual like TV versions come out, I really do hope that, you know, they really fix these up and all that, because so far the broadcast version really not doing it for me, and I know a lot of people ain't doing it for either. And I know that if you aren't going to read the manga at this point, and that's just the thing, if you aren't, I would really highly encourage you to read the manga. I'd recommend anyone to read the manga like that, if you're like, unless you're like really squeamish and you don't like medieval stuff too much. But it's like, I would highly recommend it way over, of course, over the anime, but still, the anime is giving itself an own experience, and I feel like this is definitely going to be the last time I address it in a video. Might bring it up, like, maybe once or twice, and like people go completely apeshit or something like that, but I feel like it's the last time I'm going to do a bigger, in-depth, like, reason about, like, how I feel about the show, because, like, yeah, I am disappointed at parts and all that. I really wish it could have been, like, had a proper treatment. I wish it had the Jojo treatment. I really wish that's, like, you know, Data Productions picked it up or something, but we just gotta accept it at this point, and it's a sad, sad truth. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, but that's all from me, so I'll see you guys next time.